Hello, my name is Franklin, and here I have a Caterpillar 329D, and the customer says it starts and runs for a few seconds and shuts down. And we're going to get into it and check it out and see what's wrong with it. Before we get started, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Got to get to 500, and also hit the like. Thank you very much. We'll get started. Okay, I have opened up the back here, and one thing about working on these big, huge Texas ranches, it's like a 3,000 acre ranch with deer and snakes and so things like that. So you gotta make sure you check the machine real good. A possum don't jump out at you, a big rattlesnake or something like that. See, we got a couple big spiders here. Let's see, I can handle spiders. It's the snakes that bother me. Got a big bunch of poop from some kind of an animal was living in here. But I don't see any snakes. Sometimes you don't see them until it's too. I got my snake boots on, but out here in the ranch, they're quite common. Okay. The first thing I would normally do is change the fuel filters if it starts up and shuts down. But the customer said he already did that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to first check the lines, because on these big excavators, if you notice, like the Volvo and the John Deere and all the other major brands, if you notice it, if you take a good look at them, they all look exactly the same. And the reason for that is only 1 or 2 companies, 3 companies actually make them. And I believe one is in Europe and one is in Japan. So they may look a little bit different outside cosmetically, and the engine might be different. But basically, they're all made by the same companies, even no matter what the name of the outside of the brand name says. So they basically have the same problems. And the biggest thing with these big machines, they have a big, huge tank. And what I've noticed is that what happens is if you don't use it that often, the tank gets full of water because of the condensation. The tank sits there empty, it sweats, and then the weather changes and it all falls down the bottom of the tank. And then if it's an older machine, then the tank's going to be rusted. So what I first do is change the filters. If it still does it, then most likely we'll have to pull off one of the lines. We'll find the line that's coming straight from the tank, and we'll blow it back. And that usually solves the problem, because if you really want to do it correctly, you want to drain all the water out if it has a drain plug, and you want to take off the tank and clean it. But first, we'll find out what the problem is, and we'll go from there. Give me a second to locate the lines coming from the tank, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is your diesel tank right here. Now you can't see down in there. Now you see this fuel lines right here? It looks like this used to be the fuel line right here. This was the cutoff. But look, somebody cut it and changed it. So these are vehicle. So this one must be the new fuel line right here. And this is the one that feeds. So look at all this scat. You know, I was talking about watching out for snakes and spiders. I didn't think about bees. When I opened the door of this side, the bees just flew out of here. I had to run. Okay, let's see. So it's the top one over here. Let's go over there and take a look and see if we can follow that one. It looks like that line's been replaced. So we'll go back up on top. See if we can see that line. A lot of looks like coyote scat around here. Hey, take a look at this. Isn't that beautiful? You can't see them, but it's full of deer, pigs, turkeys, and everything. Look at this ranch. It's beautiful. I think it's 3,000 acres. Deer lease and okay. Let's go down. Okay, I see the lines at the bottom there. I see that loose one on top, and it goes over to the other side. So let's go back over to the other side and we can see which one it is. Like I said, this is the common problem with the excavators. The tanks are so large, they condensate water and rust and trash gets in the lines and clogs them up. You can take that tank off and clean it. But you see I have my little air tank there. I'll keep it with me. I usually just blow it back. Okay, let's see if we can figure out which one it is. And hopefully that's the problem. Okay, oops. That guy right there. You need to go home, buddy. Okay, let me see. Well, okay, look right here. On the bottom, you can see there's a piece here that was cut off. That one was cut off and replaced. Okay, oh, so it's got to be this one right here. You see that alligator clamp on that one? You see one of them. This one here has been replaced. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, this one here has been replaced. See the alligator clamp? So that's the feed line. The new line, somebody already replaced it. So obviously it's clogged up again. It happens. Let's don't disturb this guy's dinner. I'm a naturalist. Okay, as you can see here, it looks like, see this line here? It looks like somebody already cut this line and replaced the original fuel line. You see it has those clamps there where it's clamped down at, and this used to be the fuel shutoff valve here. So it looks like they had a problem with the clogging up before, and they just replaced the whole line. You see right here? And you can see this line here. That's the new line because it's not clamped down. It's ugly, but it was changed. And if you go in the other door, you can see where they actually cut it off the other side too. So what we're probably going to do is, just to check it out, is we'll take this piece off. Then we'll cut this new line right here. And then we'll put this little cutoff, we'll blow the air back into the line to blow out the trash out of the line. And then we'll put this valve in the new line right here. That way, if there's any problem in the future, it's easy to pull it off right here and blow it out back in the back of the tank. So the fuel is stopping. We can, normally it's the bottom of the tank. There's a little screen at the bottom of the tank, and when they're using red diesel. The customer just said they're using red diesel. Red diesel is dirty. I know they say it's the same, but it's red. That's not true. There's always that little felt looking stuff inside the red diesel. So if you're using red diesel, you really got to put a goldenrod filter on your fuel tank, and so you won't actually put dirty red diesel in here. So the red diesel costs about 60 to 90 cents a gallon less because they take out the taxes. But it's not as clean as the white store diesel. So the fuel's probably getting clogged up at the tank. We'll cut this line right here, but first we'll plug this valve right here, this cutoff valve, and we'll have it ready to stick it with it turned off. This is off here, so no fuel can flow. But they cut this line out and replaced it. Somebody did, because they had the same problem. I'm sure they had the same problem with it being clogged up. Instead of fixing it, they decided to replace the line. So we're going to cut it right here, and we're going to put this valve in the line like it's supposed to be. So that way, if you want to work on the machine, you can cut the fuel off. That's what it's for. So we'll put this filter, this little valve, in this new line, and then we'll just blow it back first to make sure all the trash gets blown up in there, and then we'll suck out the fuel and be done with it. And they can, if they have any problem in the future, they can always just take off that thing and blow it back in there. So let me get ready, and we'll get back. Okay, let's go over here to the air tank. Blow a little bit through it. This is my air tank here. And out a little bit into the hose. Okay, I'm gonna put it on here. Valve open, of course. Okay. Ooh, now you can see through that sucker. Let me see, where's it at? Oops, 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 oops. Well, now you can see through it. See there? Let's close this tank back up. We're gonna need it. Okay, as you can see, I have cut this line in two, and I put this little valve in there, and if you open this up, it should shoot out of there quite a bit. Not that much. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put this air on here and blow it back. Let's take off the fuel cap first, though. Open the tank. Take off the fuel cap. Let's see, make sure we got fuel in there. It appears to be almost empty. Uh-oh. You know what? There may not be any fuel in this sucker. Okay, let's we'll check that in a minute. First thing we're gonna do though is we are gonna need to put this here on here, open it up and blow it back. So let's put it like this. Okay. See that? See. Let me watch the flow come out. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. Then we'll put this one. We'll leave this one off and we'll blow it back from the other way. Okay, as you can see if you can see it. This one up here is the one that comes from back there. This one right here. So we cut it in half, put the valve in the middle, and we blew that side out. I'm going to blow from here back that way to make sure we get the crap out of the other line. So we'll be good. Let me get it set up and we'll blow that sucker out. Okay, I got the line off. Let's put the air hose in there and blow it out. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to connect this to that fuel line and we're going to check the flow coming out the other side and see if it comes out the same as here. This fuel line here is clogged up. I can't get the air to blow through it freely. So we're going to have to replace the line from here over to the fuel filter area because that's definitely clogged up. So let me go buy a fuel line and we'll come back. Okay, I am back. I have bought some 10 foot of 3/8 fuel line. I bought some new hose clamps. And I bought a 33003 inline fuel filter. There we go. So we can see what goes through there in case it gets clogged up again. So, open it up. Watch, make sure nobody's snakes have arrived since I've been gone. I don't see any. Okay, good. So we're gonna go get some tools and be right back. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's an arrow right there, and also you can tell by this that is direction of the of flow from right to left. There's an arrow there. It is barely visible, but there's an arrow right there. Anyway, you can tell by this. This here is close to the direction of flow, and this is from the direction of flow. So let's pull off these two caps here. And if you can see, I cut a little piece of hose. I cut a little piece of hose off of the 10 feet piece that we bought, and I put it on. Okay, as you can see, I have put in the two clamps, a piece of hose, a little short piece of hose here, another clamp, and I put in this filter right here. And this is a clear inline filter, part number 33003 at O'Reilly's. And what it'll do is, if there's any trash in the line in the future, you'll be able to see it right there. And then these are only $6 with tax. And you can just, whenever you see trash or water in there, you just pop it out and pop in another one. And this will stop it before it gets to the fuel pump and the other filters. And that way it'll save you time for fooling around with the other filters, which are a lot more expensive and a lot harder to get to. This comes straight from the tank, the fuel tank, before it gets to the pump. So you'll notice the trash, and you can actually take it out so I won't have to blow it out again in the future. And if you have to blow it out, you just remove this one right here and blow it out again. And like it is right now, you should be able to just open it up. And you see how fast that fuel flows? So that's a good flow. Now what we want to do is we'll run a new line. This new line We'll run from here. We'll run it in the same track as the other ones. I won't even bother taking the other one out. We'll just leave it in there and run the new line through there, then connect it right here, and then we'll test the flow on the other side. Okay, since it's so tight and so hard to get to, I decided to connect the new hose to the old hose with some wide black electrical tape. And I'm going to try and pull the old hose out and the new hose in at the same time slowly. And hopefully we can get it through that way. It doesn't appear to be fastened or taped to anything. So I just want to make sure we get it through there because it's kind of hard to get to. So we are going to try just to pull them through there slowly. Let me go to the other side. Okay. Seems like it's this one here. Pulls a little bit up. Okay. Pull a little bit. Look over there. So far, so good. Okay. Get a little more hose in there. Put it all in there. Get it over here. Go pull some more. Okay. Pull through some more. Okay. Let's go through that again. Okay, so far so good. Let's pull that through. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we have taken off the old fuel line. That's the old one that we took out. And have ran this new fuel line from here all the way to the other side where the filters are. I installed this inline fuel filter here, so when the fuel comes out of the tank, you can see if it's black and dirty or if it has water in it, then you just swap out this filter. They're like $6. The number is 33003, and it's at O'Reilly's. And if you need a smaller one, this is a 3/8 on both ends. If you needed a 5/16, it would be a 33002. And if you look for direction of flow, there's an arrow there. Sometimes you can't really see it that well, but it's there. But this here is always on the outflow. This flat piece here is always on the outflow side. So that's another way you can tell which one is which. Let's go to the other side. We'll open it real fast. It'll take a while for the fuel to get there. We'll see how the flow. Got a good flow coming out. Okay, this is the line right here. And we got a new hose clamp on it. And we're going to put it in there. Now we're going to tighten it up. See, we've got the new line in there. Got it all reconnected. Now let's prime it up real fast and see how it goes. Okay, let's start her up and see if she stays running. Okay, it kicked on. Let's see if it stays on. Everything looks there. Didn't cut off. Usually it would have cut off by now. Let's check for leaks. Make sure we don't have any fuel leaks anywhere. Okay. That's the oil change right there. No leaks. Oops. Buddy's still there. Okay. Let's check out the other side. Watch out for the spiders. Okay. No leaks. That's the filter we put in. You can see the flow. They're using red diesel. No leaks in the line. No leaks in the valve. Fuel filter is full. Now, when the tank gets stopped up, the filter squeezes in, almost flat. That's how you know the tank's clogged up somewhere. Or you'll see dirt in the bottom of the filter, or you'll see water in there. But there's no water coming out, no dirt, so it should be okay for now. And it's not squeezing in, so that means the tank is cleared out. So we should be good. We'll let it run for a while. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video, and this is going to be a good one. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It helps me grow the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.